Can I make foamy ocean waves on these wooden spoons? Well, I have to be honest, it did not work out exactly like I planned, but I took these to my last art show and they sold out. I am really, really glad I didn't put these in the fail bin. So, watch my video, watch the fails, have a little laugh, and let's just get started, okay? Okay, so I'm going to use my little spoon holder jiggy thing, and I'll put a link in the description, but also I'll link it up here on how I made this, where I got the inspiration, because this was not my idea. I'm not that creative. But basically the way it works, it's a 2x4 cut in half. It's hinged. It's hinged on that end, clamps down, and then I've made a little latch on the end to hold them in place, and it holds the spoons really tight. And then I can paint one side, flip it over and paint the other side, and it holds it pretty strong. So the first thing I'm going to do, I am going to take the handles because I really only want about halfway to be painted in resin. And so this is wide painter's tape, which is awesome. And I'm gonna go this way. About right there. And I'm going to burnish it down really well so I don't get any leaks underneath. But I'm going to tape this part too, just so I don't have any resin to leak over. Okay. And the reason I want to tape the handles this far up is because I want these spoons to be functional. I want you to be able to use them to serve food. So I don't want the resin to be on a portion of the spoon where it could potentially touch food if you were to stir like potato salad or whatever, or, serve salad with it. Okay. The resin I'm going to be using is food safe when it's fully cured, but just in case, some people just, have those preferences, and that's okay. So now that I've got the spoons in there, I'm going to shut this, and I have this latch on here pretty tight. I'm going to line it up and then just tamp it down. I'm going to go ahead and paint the base color before I get it down in there. And I'm going to use two different colors. I'm going to use Liquitex Basics in this bright aqua green, and then the Art Smith in turquoise blue. And I like to do a base color when I'm working with resin, just because I want to cover the wood. I want to seal the wood. Then that just gives me a good base color that's going to complement the resin, if that makes sense. And I'll just use this little brush. I think this is Dollar Tree. So you can use, any color that you want. I think that's complementary to what your top color is going to be. So whatever resin you're going to put on top, have your color on the bottom, have your base color be a complementary color. It doesn't have to be a full coverage. Like, I see brush marks and I still see some of the wood peeking through, but that is okay. And I'm in my studio after dinner. We have had such stormy weather this week. It has been crazy. It's been raining all day. It's very, very humid. I think tomorrow is going to be a good day, but I just have really been wanting to get into my studio today. Haven't been in here very much this week, just with work and obligations, and you know how life gets in the way. So it is nice to be in here, just clearing my brain. It is a Friday. Let me get this little hole. So This is my happy place. Get this hole. And I've got my fan going. I've got my door open because my little puppy is outside. But this probably will be dry enough for me to finish them today with the resin. Probably will just let these dry overnight. I'm really just in here getting a jump start on tomorrow. And I can finish them up tomorrow. Hopefully it's going to be sunshiny. I really hope so, because we've had nothing but gray, dreary weather for 2 weeks, 2 solid weeks. And it has been tropical storm after tropical storm. I think we had Gabrielle, and then Imelda, what was it? Isabel or something like that. And then there's Jerry, and now there's Karen. So just a slew of, oh, Umberto. So it has been a very wet couple of weeks. I almost signed up for an art show this weekend, and I'm glad I didn't, because it's one that I have been doing the last couple of years. Last year, we had Hurricane Milton come through, and my tent got wrecked. My tent was blown over it was like the weekend before Hurricane Milton, so it was not the Hurricane Milton, but it was the storm prior to Hurricane Milton coming ashore, like a couple of days before. Actually came ashore on the Gulf Coast, but we felt it pretty hard here on the East Coast. And I had my tent actually double weighted. I had 75 pounds of weight on each leg of my tent. And what happened, the storm came in, sideline winds, blew my tent, just folded it in half. And I lost quite a bit of inventory. I had glasses everywhere. And a lot of people lost tents that weekend. A lot of people lost a lot of inventory. There was a soap maker there that lost all of her inventory. There was a lady selling paper crafts, and she lost all of her inventory. It's really sad. I hate that. So now, if there is a storm in the forecast, I pack up my glasses in crates, and I take my tent down. I, fold it up, secure my tent, bring my tent down, and leave for the night. I secure everything. That is just something that I do now. I had been using cardboard boxes to box up my glasses, and now I use Rubbermaid totes, the strong ones. They are waterproof, and they're durable, and they protect everything. And so that's actually what I bring my inventory to shows in now, and it's been so much easier. I'll do a video next weekend or next Friday when I load up for my art show. I'm going to be at the Cocoa Village Fall Show. That's my next one. So these will be in my booth. Oh, you know what? I was going to use the other blue. I got so busy talking, I forgot to switch colors. Oh well, we're going to go with aqua. Okay, so I'm going to let these dry. I'm going to let these dry just like that. I think I may go ahead and shut this. Let me show you that. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so I'll let that dry. See? Okay. Puppy. Come here, puppy. Want to say hi? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh my goodness, you are wet. Say hi. Hey, Finn. This is Finn. He's my buddy, and he's wet. All right, get out of here. So I am going to use the Let's Resin Fast Cure, which is more of a casting resin, but it's thick and it's going to do what I want it to do. So that's going to work. I don't know how much I'm going to need. I'm guessing 30 to 40, so I'm just going to go ahead and mix 40 because, I don't know, the math is easier on the cup, I guess. May not be enough, but we're going to start with this. We can always mix more, right? 2 colors I'm going to mix in these cups. I'm going to go ahead and mix up the Decorum Aqua. I'm going to go ahead and use the liquid resin dye by MICAS Resin in turquoise. This is my favorite. I bought this probably 3 years ago, and I'm almost out, so I probably need to get some more. I'm going to need 2 cups. Actually, a 3rd cup, because white is going to go in there, and I'm going to leave a little bit of clear in here. So really, I'm going to mix my white first, because I'm going to need less of the white than anything else. And then pretty equal on here. And then that's just enough of the clear. So I'm going to leave that there. The aqua, I'm not going to mix it very strongly. So this is probably 1/8 of a teaspoon right there. And I like how this jig also acts as a little pedestal too. The liquid resin dye, 1 very small drop. When you mix up your mica powder in your resin, mix it really, really well and get out any dry spots, because that's going to show up on your finished work. And what's nice about this resin, it is a fast cure, but it has a longer working time than a lot of other resins. So I'm going to wipe this off. Oh, this color is so luscious. And then in this cup is going to be the Magic Ocean White Epoxy Resin by Let's Resin. It must already be opened. And I'm going to put in 1 drop. I think that is going to be enough. Mix your pigments in well too, because that will show up on your work. So I'm going to put the aqua on this part and then the dark blue on this part. And it doesn't really matter what order you go in, honestly. I'm just going to kind of spread it on there, get my edges. It's going to self-level, but I may end up manually putting some on the back. I don't know yet. We'll see. Okay. Probably could put a little bit more of the pigment in this one. Because it's not really very strong. But it's okay because the two are going to blend together once I put the heat on it. And then it will be fine. Boy, that is not very much at all. Let me put 1 more drop because it's not really very blue. It's almost translucent. I'm just going to mix in a little bit more, make it a little darker. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Yeah, that's dark enough. Because I wanted it to be, you know, a little bit of a contrast. I don't want it to be so similar, like right there. That's all right. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit there just to kind of darken it up a little bit. And it is self-leveling, which is fine. It is dripping, which is fine. I've got a plan, I think. Have some left over, so I probably could go ahead and put some on the backside. And then, you know, it's going to be kind of a crapshoot right now because I can't see it. And I don't want to flip it over because I don't want it to interfere with what I've got going on the top. So I can't see what's going on back here. And that's okay. It's gonna be fine. Um, it's gonna be a surprise. I don't want to wait for this one to cure and then flip it over. I just want to do one time. And if the back is a solid color, then the back is a solid color. That's just the way it's going to be. Okay. Okay. All right, let's get some of this in there. This is a pretty color. And I'm just going to tap it. I'm not going to blend it. I'm just going to do this. I'm just literally smashing it, kind of just gently touching it. It doesn't have to be an exact science. Got lots of drips, but that's because I'm kind of being very, very generous with what I got going on. So let's just do the rest on here. All right, so it's been about 15 minutes. I don't want to wait really any longer because my resin could get too hot and it will start to flash cure. So I'm going to kind of wing it. The clear, I'm going to put a layer of clear and then a layer of white. I'm going to use my heat gun to push. So I'm really, really hoping for the best. What I'm going to do first is just blend a little bit. I could probably do without the heat gun, but I really want to try to get some foamy waves in there. I like that. All right. All right, now the white. Got a little bit of leftover, so I think I'm going to put some white just like really randomly and see what happens. Because I've never done this kind of a wave blowout on something so small. So usually you're having a larger surface area to work with. Now this would look really pretty just swirled with a stick, but I really, really want to try to do a blowout. My heat gun, I've got a Wagner heat gun. It's a little old. I've got resin all over it. I'm gonna put it on low heat in high air. And you're heating up the resin, but then also pushing that white over the surface. And that one did not work. It's just not enough. Actually, it is lacing up a little bit right there. It's trying. That's actually really cute. You definitely don't want to overheat it because you can burn your resin. Yeah, I totally lost the white on that one. But these are really cute. So I just did not have enough white on that one. So I don't know if I can get enough out of here to maybe, I don't know. Kind of fill it in there. Some really good lacing though. So I'm happy with that. But I do have some gaps right there. So I'm just going to scrape, use a little spatula, and scrape some of this and just see if I can fill in where some of those gaps are. I think that is going to be fine. It's nice and beachy. Not as much of a wave as what I wanted, but that's okay. It is okay. What the back end looks like. Don't know what it looks like yet. I'm going to let the backside thicken up, and then I'm going to go and run my hand just to get the drips, and it'll be fine. You know I like charms. So I got to put some charms on these. I'm not going to do very much. I think I want to use these little flat turtles. that I've gotten. These are just, whoa, little silver charms. And I want to put one on each one right there at the end. All right, I like that. I like that a lot. I like it a lot. Thinking about a starfish too. Like, yeah, I like that. These up. I want the metal ones, so right there. You know, these aren't for everybody. I've had a few people say that they don't really like the texture, the feeling of the texture on their hands. And that's the thing. They're not going to be for everybody. These are going to attract certain people, and certain people are going to buy them. So that's okay. You're not going to please everybody. All right. What do you think about, I'm going to add some of these little glass bubbles. And I got my gloves off because there's no way I could handle these with my hands. So I'm going to put it in the wet resin so it really, really soaks in there. And I am losing some. Maybe I should put something right underneath. Let's do that. Ooh. And catch. That works better. Okay. Just very, very subtle. Not much at all. All right, so these I'm going to let just sit, cure for a little bit, maybe an hour or so, maybe a little bit less, and then I'm going to come and run my hand with a glove. All right, so I'm not 100% satisfied because I lost the majority of my wave, but these are really, really pretty. Very simple. I think I lost a turtle. Or maybe I forgot to put a turtle. I don't know. I think I lost a turtle. The back is kind of plain. So these are probably the plainest that I've ever made. I did take the tape off right before the resin cured so that it wouldn't, um, so that the tape wouldn't stick. So I'm going to finish peeling this off. And I do have a little bit of cleanup to do there. Let me figure that out. These are really pretty. The color is really pretty. I like it. But I wish I had retained some of that wave. But that's all right. I'm just kind of thinking if I tried the KS Resin Liquidy Split, which has a much shorter working time. It is a really fast cure. I think I might have better luck. So I might try that one next time. But I mean, I'm not unhappy. I'm just not 100% happy. If that makes sense. So these are going to go in my booth for sure next weekend. Okay, this one's perfect. Here's what they look like. I love them. They're very elegant. They're simple. I'm upset I didn't get the wave, like the foaminess did not stay put, but I think it's just because these are such the small surface area, and the resin ran, and as it cured, it just kind of pulled in. So it works a little bit better with a bigger surface, but these are going in my booth next weekend. All right. Let me know what you think, and remember to always make it a crafty day, friends. All right. Bye.